All right, we just had Independence Day. And I know there was plenty to celebrate. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time. And I know there was plenty to be outraged about. There was plenty of outrage at the people, the communists in our country, who used Independence Day to trash the country. Elected representatives, people like Jamaal Bowman. This July 4th, we must remember that we stand on stolen land, toiled by enslaved Africans, and recommit ourselves to the fight for freedom, equality, and justice so that these ideals are accessible to everyone, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Cori Bush, of course, got on, said something similar. America sucks. I'm not even going to read the whole thing. No, black people are oppressed. Ben and Jerry's even got in on this whole thing. They said, the 4th of July, it's high time we recognize the U.S. exists on stolen indigenous land and commit to returning it. And of course, people were outraged about all this. There was a WNBA player who said something, but you don't care about that because no one cares about the WNBA. But people were mad about it. And before we go to David Harris Jr. and we talk about patriotism, I just want to bring something up that's uncomfortable. And it makes us feel a little icky, but it is true, and it's something we have to remember. Our politicians, our companies, they are a reflection of us as a people. They don't lead us. Jamaal Bowman, Cori Bush, Ben and Jerry's, they don't lead anything. Cori Bush, Jamaal Bowman, they can say those things because their constituents believe those things. They want to hear those things. Ben and Jerry can say things like that because their customers, they like it. Or in the very least, they don't care. It's important for us always to remember that we are what decides the direction of this nation. And our people now have been so drowned in anti-American propaganda for so long that there's now a market for this. That's what hurts the most, doesn't it? That there's a market for this. Let's talk to David Harris Jr. about that. Joining me now to discuss our patriotism problem and other things is David Harris Jr. He's the author of a book, A Town Worth Defending. David, it's not just that we have a country full of people who dislike it. They hate it and they campaign against it. Our elected officials do this now. At least Democrats used to have to pretend to love the country. Now their constituents want them to dump on the place. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it is, Jesse, and it's so unfortunate. And I think it's because a large part of it, a large percentage of the reason why I believe so many individuals, especially young people, teenagers, college students, that make up this demographic of individuals that hate America is because they're being taught to in school. And unfortunately, too many parents are hoping and allowing the public school system is going to actually teach their kids about, why they should love America and reinforce values like patriotism, a love for country, a love for the freedoms that this country was founded on, a love for the fact that it's enshrined in our Declaration of Independence, that all men are created equal. Men and women are created equal. And that's exactly why I had to go with this book. I wrote this book, A Town Worth Defending. It's a book. It's a Brave Books. It's one of the Brave Books series. You get it at bravebooks.com. And it is to go after the children. We have to begin speaking to and talking to our kids, 4 to 10, 12 years old, about things that we as patriots, we as Christians, we as people that love this country, what we appreciate about this country. We've got to do that. And that's what this book does. I think for far too long, decades, parents have allowed the schools to indoctrinate our kids, and we haven't made sure that they're learning some of the specific values that we as patriots and Christians want them to. So A Town Worth Defending, little Rowdy the raccoon has to rile up his town and fight off a posse of possums that's trying to take over and destroy the very foundation of his town, the freedoms, the justice, and he's got to work together to do it. So it's one thing that we can do. But it's something that we have to continue to do, and that's why at Brave Books you sign up for the monthly subscription. You get a new book every single month, and my book, A Town Worth Defending, my new book, is free when you sign up at bravebooks.com. But we've got to address what's taking place. We're seeing the manifestation of it, of years of our kids being left to being indoctrinated And now they don't know why we should love America. All they do is believe and trust the nonsense that so many of these teachers and professors have told them, which are communist in nature. It's out of right of the Communist Manifesto. They want to cripple our country from within, and we're seeing it happen before our eyes.
Are you tired of watching your beloved nation fall prey to the insidious grip of communism? The Anti-Communist Manifesto by Jesse Kelly is the ultimate guide to fighting back against this destructive force. Discover the shocking truth about communism infiltrating our education system, corporations, and even environmental movements. Unmask the true agenda behind groups like Antifa and Black Lives Matter and learn how to protect the United States from the most malicious enemy. With extensive documentation of past atrocities, you'll see the undeniable danger posed by this ideology. Arm yourself with knowledge and join the fight to preserve the American way of life. The Anti-Communist Manifesto, a new must-read book from Jesse Kelly. Get your copy today at jessekellybook.com or wherever books are sold.